What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with Brian and Jovan with your weekend show. Sunday, February 2nd, 2025. A lot happened yesterday. To say the least, the trade that shook the NBA. And I tried to reach out to Jay this morning, couldn't get a hold of him, so maybe that's why he's not here. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Jay's just a little bit under the weather, but he'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, I thought that we were talking about just before we went on the show. I thought the trade was a joke, but there are just certain moves that you're going to remember where you were when they were made, and yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, well, Brian, how you doing?
I'm always in a bad mood off a bad day yesterday, 2-5 yesterday. But, I'm not going to say that this card's the greatest card in the world, but I think there's some opportunities on it, and I look forward to bounce it back and get a W. As far as that trade goes, I had to look twice when I saw it on my thing. I thought it didn't really make sense to me, but, somebody thought it was a good deal. So,
yeah, it was crazy. Jovan, how you doing?
I'm doing in the folks of Dallas, Texas. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I had a horrific day yesterday, in college, specifically in college basketball. What could go wrong went wrong. One of those Murphy Law deals, on some bad beats, on some right side losers, and some games that I should have had no business being on, to be quite frank. With some of these games, you got to look at these teams for what they are. I thought it was the last stand for North Carolina. They usually rise up. Either of these teams, both of these teams usually rise up when they're the down team. Didn't happen this year. They got beat up, dominated, whatever adjective you could come up with from opening tip off. It wasn't even close. Just one of those things. So save myself with a couple close ones that I took on the money line as opposed to 2.5 -2.5 or minus threes or whatever. But just save myself from a slightly less losing day.
I'll tell you, Villanova against Creighton was the game that really ripped my heart out. Villanova is just, there were some bad calls down the stretch, like the guy calling timeout going out of bounds. I didn't think that was right. But Villanova, Creighton just hits the big shot. Villanova just, I thought they were going to come up bigger yesterday, and that one really hurt.
Yeah, yeah, it was a Villanova spot, but the spots weren't spotting yesterday.
No,
absolutely not. I could go down the list of all these games.
The only one that really came in was Tennessee showing up against Florida, even without their best player. They played good basketball, but after that, it was downhill. So.
St. John's had a 18 or 21 point lead and almost collapsed. ASU, they should have had the cover. So the Salukis, and I never touched those bums. Because of games like that. Yeah. At home, supposed to be a get right, take a stand spot at home as a home dogs, and they don't get it. It's just a lot of ISU. Who would have thought that Kansas State would have not only covered but beat them up like that?
Yeah.
So games like that, but it's rivalry week, so you got to remind yourself of this is February. You're in the midst of conference play. Anything could happen.
The Hurricanes won a game yesterday too. That was
I was going to say. There were a lot of results yesterday that were like kind of let you had you kind of scratching your head. Like just even if you just go ranked games, like you mentioned, Kansas State demolishing Iowa State. Not I would say scratching your head, but there were upsets like Texas Tech beating Houston. Arkansas beating Kentucky. I'm just going through the list of games that happened yesterday. Oklahoma demolished Vandy, but then there were other games where it's just kind of like all is right in the world. Green Bay losing, falling to 0-13 in conference play against the spread.
Yep, and those are the type of plays that were free picks yesterday. Gave out some winners on the free side and on the premium, not so much. And I say myself, on live bets and all that stuff, you can manipulate, whether you're going to have a losing day or winning day based on just the live bets alone. So, you could salvage something, and I kind of did that, but yeah.
And I mean, the big news yesterday, Mississippi Valley State getting their win against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
See, I missed that game. Wasn't on my radar. Damn it.
I caught someone on social media, and I decided to, check it out. They had their game. It wasn't even televised on like ESPN Plus. It was on Mississippi Valley State's YouTube or Arkansas Pine Bluff's YouTube channel, one of the two, and they didn't even have announcers. You were just watching the stream of the game. You're just like, okay, well, all right. Nobody's talking about it. The commentary I had were the people that were in front of the camera that the microphone picked up. So I know the guy that was watching the game was going out for pizza after. That's all I knew. So, but yeah, no, I mean, Miami showing up. Now, I don't know if that says more about Miami showing up or Notre Dame crap in the bed, because Miami still only scored 63 points. McNeese lost yesterday. McNeese normally dominate in the Southland, but they had a blip yesterday against Nichols. St. Mary's winning the I think one of the marquee matchups of the night against Gonzaga.
Another must-win for a team. That was Gonzaga's last stand. They're not going to win the West Coast Conference now.
Yeah.
3 games back. It's not happening. They're all done as far as that goes. So they might be in jeopardy of not making the tournament.
I was just about to say, it's it's a one bid league now. It feels like. I mean, it usually is. Or usually feels like it. St. Mary's is usually the outlier that will show up and maybe get an at-large or something like that. But yeah, this isn't the same Gonzaga team as past seasons. I think the West Coast Conference as a whole is a bit of a wash. After St. Mary's and Gonzaga, San Francisco hasn't had the strong start like an at-large team. So yeah, I think
they spanked my Cougars last night. I took a loss with the Washington State.
Yeah,
Cougars.
that's true. They beat them bad. But that's what we always talk about. Can't look at yesterday. Can't focus too much on yesterday. There's fresh money to be made today. Small card. So everybody laughs and message me. When you host, it's a quick show. Well, we're going speed round today, pretty much. I mean, there's only 3 of us. We want to get you guys in and out, but we're still going to cover the whole card. We're going to cover the NBA, got NHL, but we're going to start with college hoops. We're going to go through the college hoops card as a whole. Yeah, got a couple games we can give out here. We got start at 1 Eastern, Fairfield, Iona. We got Ohio State, Illinois. Furman, East Tennessee State. Mount St. Mary's, St. Peter's. We got Tulsa, Tulane. Manhattan, Sacred Heart. USF, FAU. West Virginia, Cincinnati. Robert Morris, Wright State. Quinnipiac, Siena. Evansville, Belmont. We got Memphis and Rice. We got PFW against Milwaukee. We got Bradley, UNI, Northern Iowa. We got North Dakota State, St. Thomas. Colorado, TCU. Merrimack and Ryder. Seton Hall and DePaul. And Nebraska and Oregon. Brian, any of the college hoops cards that you like?
No, I'll start off with an early one. I like Illinois at home laying the points. I think you'll see too much reading into Illinois' loss at Nebraska, which is never an easy place to go in or win, and too much love of Ohio State, who just demolished Penn State, a game where I had Penn State, so that really hurt me. But we've seen 3 straight wins from Ohio State. I just think their stock's a little bit too high. I'll take Illinois at home and lay the 5.5.
Javon?
Yeah, I'm just gonna run down the list. Fairfield, I just think it's too many points. Never want to lay this amount of points, 3 possessions with Iona. I agree with Brian on Illinois' minus 6.5. This team hasn't been playing well, but I think that coming off that road loss, they'll get it done against the Buckeyes team who has fared well. Even in their losses, they've kept it close. But I think in this one they run into a buzzsaw. The under in West Virginia and Cincinnati, these two teams are combined 39 with a push to the under this season. It's a low total, that's for damn sure. They could trip and fall and go over that, but I don't think that happens. I think it's going to be a close one that grinds to a halt as far as points scored. Belmont, I just think it's a smash spot in that situation. Um, I'm on Rice, plus a 10.5. They're playing Memphis. Memphis been doing whatever they want in the AAC, but something's got to give. This, I believe, like this might be like the third or at least the second double-digit road fave spot that they've been in. And I think Rice gets it done. They got it done last year, outright style. The dash Memphis's hopes of a tournament bid last year, so I'll stick to that. Purdue Fort Wayne plus the points. I just think it's going to be a battle. You want the points in your back pocket. I think it's going to be a possession game. And I don't want to go against my Bradley Braves, but I'm going to do so. I just think that, UNI gets it done. Low-scoring game, somewhere in the 50s, so take the under, I guess. Oh, and Seton Hall. I'm not laying I'm not laying points with DePaul. They got to show me.
Yeah. All right. We'll do the same thing. We'll start at the top and work our way through. I like Furman plus 2.5 against East Tennessee State. I know, maybe it's telling us something that East Tennessee State's favored here, but I just think Furman's the better team. East Tennessee State has a tendency to go through scoring droughts whenever I've watched them. That makes them hard to back against a team like Furman. That if their shots are falling from outside, they can be extremely, extremely dangerous. And yeah, I think it's something you got to keep an eye on here. So I'll lean towards Furman plus 2.5. I'm going to take Robert Morris plus the 3 here. They've been a great cover team this season. Just outstanding 16-5 against the number this season. Wright State, I still have concerns about defensively. They just gave up 88 points to Youngstown State, 95 at home against Milwaukee not that long ago, 120 in an overtime game against Purdue Fort Wayne. And Robert Morris, winners of 6 straight. They just beat up on IU Indy. I know it's not necessarily saying much, but they've also picked up road wins over some of the better teams in the country, in the conference, like Youngstown State and Milwaukee. So I think Robert Morris can get the job done here against Wright State. They're in the mix for the Horizon League title. So I'll take Bobby Moe catching the 3. Yeah, I'm going to be on Rice as well. The thing with me with Memphis is that, and I've taught this all season, they perform well in the spots where you wouldn't expect them to. And when they're favored heavily and you expect them to win is when they kind of disappoint and let teams hang around. I think that's what happens here. I think Rice could sneak in the back door, maybe lose this game by 7 or 8 points. Memphis, give me a Rice plus the 10 against Memphis. I'm going to take St. Thomas, lay in the 2.5. You can also take a money line if you want to against North Dakota State. But I just feel like St. Thomas is the better shooting team. I was high on North Dakota State coming into this game, coming into the season and into the conference portion of their schedule. They beat Butler on the road. They picked up some nice wins. It's a high variance team that shoots a ton of threes. But St. Thomas just does that, but better. And I think being at home where they're 10-0 this season, I think they get the job done. So give me North Dakota State. I'm going to be on Seton Hall as well. No way I'm laying 5 points with DePaul when they've won 1 game in the last 2 calendar years in conference play. And I'm going to lean towards Oregon, laying the points at home. Yeah, just a fade in Nebraska on the road, I would say, more than anything else.
I got one more I could talk about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take the St. Peter's Peacocks here, lay the points. Mount St. Mary's had a nice cover start and winning start to the season. I know they covered their last game, but they've been in a little bit of funk lately. St. Peter's has won and covered the last 3 matchups with Mount St. Mary. So I'll take the Peacocks at home here, lay the 4.
Yeah, no, I'll add one more. Colorado, they're desperate for win in the Big 12. Going with a 9-game losing streak. TCU, they're a bad team themselves. So I think this will be a closer game than expected.
All right, we'll move on to the NBA. We've got 5 games here. We'll do 3 and 2. We'll go with what I wanted. Here we go. We got the Pistons and the Bulls. We got the Clippers and the Raptors, and the Cavaliers and the new look Dallas Mavericks. Giovanni, anything you like here?
Yeah, I didn't really go on the Dallas Mavericks tangent, but I'll do so just for a little bit here. I don't know what that guy, the owner, whoever pulled the trigger on that one was thinking. You don't trade a triple-double assassin who took you to the NBA Finals the year before with amazing highlights of putting daggers in people and has a whole career of doing so for Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, who somehow, some way can't see his way on the court or collapses in games and then never to be seen. He's brittle. He's soft. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe soft is not the word I'm gonna call Anthony Davis. He's a hell of a talent. He's a double machine. His last game with the Lakers was what, a 40-20 performance. That said, you don't make that trade. I mean, unless he wanted out. Maybe he did want out. Maybe some things behind the scenes, but it changes the trajectory of of your the franchise. And it's a win now move that shouldn't have been made. I don't think they're gonna win at all. I think this sets them back decades, if not years. At the end of the day, he's 32 years old, and you're dealing with Kyrie Irving. He's 32 years old, and he's not the most reliable, player, to man the ship. Also, so it's a great move for the Lakers. My number 1 hated team. I hate them guys, but I'm a Celtics fan, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I guess the Celtics might be seeing the Lakers sometime in the near future in the finals.
I wonder if the Sixers could have traded Embiid and got Luka if they did it for Davis.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we'll never know.
Oh well, but as for the pick, it's a Dallas spot. Coming off a blowout loss in their last game, but I'm still not going to back them. You see a Cleveland team waking up once again, 3 straight win streak, 3 straight covers, and it's a lot of points. I get it, but I might want to take the Cavs first quarter, first half. That's how I play it.
Yeah, the first 3 here, I'm going to go with the Cavs. I like the Cavs full game. When I was looking at that game yesterday, I still like it here, even though it's gone up. The Cavs are just starting to show up again. They had that little rough stretch, a little rough road patch where, they lost to Houston and Philly, went back home, lost to Houston again, but since have won by 19, 20, and 23. The Cavs, like I said, they're just waking up again. And the Dallas Mavericks, they were kind of playing with fire against the New Orleans Pelicans. They won the game in a game that wasn't as close as a 1-point line normally, final score would normally be. But still, it was a game where they gave 136 points and then came out and got blitzed by the Detroit Pistons. And we've seen Dallas be able to put up some spots and put up some fight in certain scenarios, but this to me just doesn't seem like one of them. I think this is a Cleveland smash spot. Raptors, Clippers. I'm gonna take a shot on the Raptors plus the 5.5. They're just playing really well right now. They normally get up for the good teams at home. The Clippers have had times where they've kind of just nodded off at the switch and kind of just went through the motions on the road, and they beat up on excuse me, San Antonio, but narrowly got by Charlotte, lost to Phoenix, and Toronto. Yeah, they lost to Chicago, but they've still been playing some solid basketball. They usually cash really well as an underdog, so give me Toronto plus the 5.5. Brian?
Yeah, for me in this grouping of games, I'll take the Chicago Bulls plus the points. I'm a Pistons guy. I've been Pistons all year, but I like the Pistons when I'm getting points not given. Bulls play better on the road than they do at home. And over the last 10 or so, the Bulls have had the Pistons number winning 8 of the last 10 straight up and 6-3-1 against the spread. I just think it's a 3-4 point win for the Pistons. I think the Bulls get the cover.
All right, we'll move on to the final two of the NBA here. We've got the Celtics and the Sixers and the Grizzlies and the Bucks. Yeah, for me here, I'm taking the Sixers plus the 11. It's just, again, going back to the Celtics after a win. I think it's 6-26-1 against the number now. I think it's like below 19% for a cover percentage. The Sixers, regardless of who shows up, I know it's no Joel Embiid, no Paul George for this game, but the Celtics normally get the Sixers' best effort regardless of who's in the lineup. And the Sixers have actually been covering some games as of late, despite no Paul George, no Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey started to step up. And I still think the Celtics win this game, but again, they kind of just went through the motions, just played through it and kind of won by 7 or 8 points. With a game against Cleveland on the road on deck, I'll take a shot on Philadelphia plus the 11. And I'm going to go with the over in that Memphis-Milwaukee game. I think there's going to be a ton of points scored. I think the total's high for a reason. 246. It's a massive total, but we just saw the Bucks give up 144 to the Spurs, 125 to the Blazers, 127 to the Clippers. Memphis could probably do some of the same in their sleep. And I think that Memphis is going to give up some points as well. So I think this game finishes closer to the mid 250s. So over 246.5 for me in Bucks Grizzlies. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to look at Bucks Grizzlies. I'll take the Grizzlies plus the points. I don't love it, but it's a strong lean. I liked it better plus 3.5 this morning. Now it's down to 2.5. But Memphis has been a cover machine, 9-1 over the last 10. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, like my good friend Tony Brown would say. I think Memphis has also owned the Bucks over recent history too. So I'll take the Memphis Grizzlies plus the points.
Yeah, the value is kind of going with that game with the line move. You take a money line or just leave it alone. Like Brian said, Memphis has run roughshod over Milwaukee, whether with Ja, without Ja, whoever they haven't had or have had on the court, because last year they didn't really have anybody they was dealing with, a G League team, and they still whooped up on the Bucks. So listen, it's the same as it ever was. I'm on Memphis. Might put the extendo clip on that one as well.
All right. Let's see here. Move on to the NHL 9-game card here. We'll just run through it quickly. We got the Devils and the Sabres. We got the Flyers and the Avalanche, the Ducks and the Canadiens. We got Vegas heading to Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Rangers. We got the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers, the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Dallas Stars, St. Louis Blues and the Utah Hockey Club. We got Detroit taking on Vancouver, and the Calgary Flames taking on the Seattle Kraken to close things out. Brian, any hockey that you like here?
I can always find some hockey I like yesterday. The Nashville Predators stuck the fork in me 2 days in a row. But as far as this card today, I'll take the Flyers plus the 180 plus the 175. I think they're a live dog. Colorado hasn't played the best hockey over their last 6 or so. So I'll take the Flyers. And then the Vegas Knights. I know I'm not a juice guy on the road, but Vegas looking to avenge their loss earlier this year to the Rangers. I'm not sold yet on New York. Sounds like a bait line getting plus 115 at home. I'll take the Vegas Knights here on the money line.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Anaheim Ducks here plus 105. I know I like what Montreal's been doing. It's crazy for me to say as a Leafs fan, but you know, Montreal's just in a bit of a slump right now. They've given up 4 goals in 4 straight games, but outscored 16-6 over the course of this 4-game losing streak, and a lot of the losses have been coming at home, which is alarming for me, considering that it's where Montreal's been playing their better hockey over the course of this winning run. Anaheim, not a team that you normally get a ton of value with, but they've won back-to-back home games. They put 5 goals past Nashville and Pittsburgh, won 3 of their last 4. And head-to-head, Montreal's 1-7 in the last 8 in Anaheim. So give me the Anaheim Ducks plus 105. And I'm gonna go on the Golden Knights as well with Brian. I like what Vegas has in this matchup. They're 4-1 of their last 5 trips to Madison Square Garden. The New York Rangers just are inconsistent. They're a team that I've tried. I have a couple of these teams, the Boston Bruins being one, the New York Rangers being another, where I've tried to figure out what this team is this season multiple times as the season's gone on. And the New York Rangers just are not the New York Rangers of the past. They've just been giving up goals left and right. Igor Shesterkin hasn't been playing all that well. 15 goals allowed for the Rangers in their last 3 games, all losses. Vegas Golden Knights have lost 7 of their last 9, but they are too talented of a team to keep struggling like this. Like I said, the history of Vegas at MSG favors the Golden Knights here. So give me Vegas at minus 135.
I might add the St. Louis Blues here on the money line. Both these teams, Utah Hockey Club and St. Louis, are on quite the losing streak. But Utah doesn't play very good hockey at home, and I think the Blues lost the previous 2 games this season to Utah, so chance for some payback. I'll take the Blues here on the money line.
All right. Well, Brian, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
Well, even after my 2-5 day yesterday, still ranked number 2 at pickdogs.com last 365 as far as total profit goes in all sports. I'm on a 173-118 run, 59.4% winners. You can get my best bet in. It's in the NBA. It's my titanium play, $25 at pickdogs.com, or get my best bet in a 3-pack, my private plays 3-pack. It's NBA and college hoops for $50 at pickdogs.com.
All right, Jovan, what do you have going on over there today?
Yeah, I have 2 3-packs, one in the NBA, one in college basketball. Also have a standalone game in the NBA. So check that out. Jump on certain long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. 11-4 my last 15 NBA plays. So jump up on that. It's a bounce back day for college basketball, but overall, I'm still well entrenched in the green. So, just look to bounce back.
Yeah, for me today, I got my $15 college hoops play of the day. Fell short with that yesterday. Unfortunately, Louisville let us down, but we're going to come back at it strong today. I also got a 3-pack, my hoops and hockey 3-pack. So my favorite NBA play as well as my 2 favorite NHL plays. Lots of plus money to be made today. So make sure that you check that out. Or I might have a package with all 5 of my plays on the board. We'll have to see, because I do have a bonus college hoops play today. But I'll tell you, I'm locking in. It's been a rough week since I came back from Vegas, not just being sick, but on the premium side. But that's just the ups and downs of it. We're going to come back strong, finish the week in style. So make sure that you check that out, whether it's daily pass or hop on something long term. Pair me up with either Jovan or Brian or any of the other. You pair us up with any of the other handicappers on the website. So can make you some money this weekend. But yeah, told everybody when I host, it's I call it efficient. We talk a little bit, we banter a little bit, but we want to get in, get out, make sure that you guys get the picks, and not only that, I still have the wraparound to shoot. So we're going to move on to everybody's favorite part of the show, parlay time. Brian, do you have a parlay for us today?
Yeah, I was just writing it down. I'm going to take the Memphis Grizzlies plus the 2.5, Chicago Bulls plus 5.5, and the Peacocks minus the 3.5.
As for me, I hit a couple of those parlays that I gave out yesterday, so let's try to keep it going. Illinois, Belmont, that's one, and for the other one, it'll be Rice, Fairfield, Seton Hall, Colorado, Memphis Grizzlies on the money line.
I'll go with the Vegas Golden Knights. I'll go with Robert Morris and Seton Hall plus the 5. All right. Anything else for you guys?
Yeah. For all you Dallas Mavericks fans, I feel for you. I watched a podcast overnight where they had like 3,000 people watching. Yo, and it was a sad sight, man. The comments was going crazy. But anyway, I don't know what it was. It was just something that came along, I guess my feed. And yeah, I feel sorry for y'all guys, but these things happen. Actually, they don't. But to see a blockbuster trade like this, yeah, I'm sad to see that y'all on the downside of that, because it's gonna be a devastating trade for years to come. It's a future move for the Lakers. It's a now move for the Dallas Mavericks, and that now move is not going to come to fruition. So it is what it is. So for the Dallas Mavericks organization and ownership, Nico, I believe his name is, you're foolish and you lack vision.
I love how that started with Jovan trying to console Dallas fans, and then he realized what he was saying, and then it went to, oh, wait a minute, no, you guys are screwed. I wish I could have seen the podcast and just seeing. No, I don't want to see the world burn for Dallas Mavericks fans, but I gotta see where this I gotta understand where the thought process was, because I know I read somewhere that the concern for Dallas was Luka's conditioning and the fact that they didn't want to pay him like a super max, like it was gonna be like $345 million at the next.
That's another thing. He's not getting a super max, so they really screwed him.
Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting see how that kind of plays out, and if he comes next time he comes back to Dallas, how he handles that. But then again, he's got to be available to do so. So we'll see. But yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate Brian and Jovan for coming on. Again, appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Again, it was a quick show, but I used the word efficient because anytime that I've been associated with the word quick in my life, I haven't liked how it's come out. So let's go with efficient. Don't know what you'll want to. You're muted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I waited for you to take a drink of water before I said that.
Oh boy, sorry.
Yeah, but again, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. We should be back to normal, back to our regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. I'll be there. Costi will probably be there. As far as I know, Jay's going to be there, but we'll have to see because he asked me to host the show before the news of Luka came out. So
there won't be any more World Championship talk from him, I don't think, about Dallas Mavericks. I don't see it happening, but who knows?
Oh no! Don't underestimate Jay and his fandom.
Yeah,
it might be some spin.
Yeah. Oh, there's that. There might be a protest if.
Yeah, it could go one or two ways. I can't wait to tune in and see Jay's reaction. That's for damn sure. It's
You-
gonna be
yeah.
must see TV.
You and me both. I'm probably gonna have to check on him at some point this afternoon. I'll send some emergency Chick-fil-A over so that he at least has something to eat. But
This Sunday, you won't get
It's
that
Sunday,
today.
wow, that's right. The world is falling. The world is falling apart.
Unless in Canada they're open on
No,
Sundays. I
they're
don't know.
not. You're right. Oh man, I didn't even think of that. So it's like today is like the worst day, it's like even if you wanted to get Chick-fil-A to console yourself, it's closed. Oh, that's bad. Actually, I might see if it's open around here. Maybe we don't subscribe to those rules, but I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. It's making a winning day. And let's crush the books today. Remember, you can find all of us over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.